welcome back to Quiz Little Channel. So today, as always, monthly, we're gonna be talking about all the books I've read in July. So let's get started. Okay, so of course, at the end of the video, I have like the stats and stuff. Let me scoot over so I can have the books here, that the ones that I need to put up. So also my voice sounds kind of like weird. I'm just getting slightly kind of getting over like a cold. So I may like cough here and there, and if I do, like I'll probably just try to cut it out to like limit, I guess, the quality or something. I don't know, but I'll try to keep that in like a minimum. Um, so the first book I read in July is Oh No, There's an Incubus in My Hot Spring. I gave that 3.25 stars. It was a fun little cutesy type read, like unserious. And like there were parts in the story where I'm kind of like particular with books or with certain like books and stuff like that, where I think in here, if I remember correctly, it's on Kindle Unlimited in case you also want to check it out. But it has some type of like typos, especially with the main character's name. I forget her name, but her name was mistyped or like a couple of times throughout the book, and that kind of like threw me off, because if it's one name, I feel like you should essentially spell correctly, will be like the main characters. So that will also like a little particular tiny minuscule thing that bothers me personally. But either way, it was like still a fun read. It's about this woman, I forget her name, but she finds out that her current boyfriend has been cheating on her with her assistant, because uh she's kind of like a, not kind of, but she helps businesses grow, like small, if there's like a small like little startup business, she helps those businesses grow and stuff like that, and help them become essentially better versions of themselves. So she was like doing that, and she, like, I guess had like um this big, I don't want to say promotion, but like she finished this big project that she was going to celebrate with her boyfriend. Come to find out, her boyfriend is knocking boots with her assistant. And like she like they're in mid, going at it. She's just like standing there, because of course they didn't hear her come in, right on like the couch. So it's like just standing there, and she's just like, she put all the stuff down, all the food, like they don't hear her because they're louder than, I guess, her moving throughout the apartment. But for that, she like breaks up with him, of course, tell him to get his stuff and get out by the time he, like, by the time she gets back. But she goes back to the office, and she eats the food that they were supposed to eat together. It was like Thai food, and she like, because I think she sold like her company or something, or like part of it, or a portion of it, that she had like helped like start up. And so she goes back to the office, and she sees this listing of this rundown like spa like resort, and she drunkenly purchases it with the help of her like rubber ducky. um and that's kind of like how like the story starts. She of course wakes up the next day, knows that she bought the place, and she has to like go down there and get it all fixed up. It's like her next big project. And she um she gets there, and then she finds out that there's this demon incubus in her hot spring and like her spa. And that's just kind of like how the story starts. And it's really just about revamping um like this little like hot spring spa, and um like of course, with the help of an incubus and a rubber ducky. I say rubber ducky, like if you read it, I'm sorry, I'm like fixing books over here, but if you read it, you would understand what that means. Or even if like you go into like the comments on like Amazon and like see like rubber ducky, but the rubber ducky has significance, right? It's fun, cutesy little like, if you want to say small town, because she moved to like a small town where the hot springs is at. It's like a cozy monster romance, if you want to like label it as that. It was cute. It was fine. It entertained me for like the most part. I enjoyed it. The next one I read is Shadow Obsession by Evelyn Lee. Also, the other one was by Ember Holt. I don't know if I said the name, but that was by Ember Holt. But this one's by Evelyn Lee, Shadow Obsession, and I gave it 3.75 stars. Um, it, I felt like I didn't really connect with the characters. This was like a mafia, like dark romance. There was, personally to me, nothing too dark about it. It just seemed like it had kind of like essentially darkish themes, but nothing that was gonna like make you clutch your pearls or anything. Um, so I'm not really sure how like dark essentially it is. Like I expected it to like be dark. I've read darker things, so this kind of seemed like, and even like in fan fiction, I've read dark stuff. So even in here, it just seemed kind of like a little light on like the darkness, um, which was fine. It's kind of like essentially like an intro to, I guess, mafia romances if you're trying to start into that. So it's good for that. But once again, I forget names. But we follow these two characters, and it's like dual POV. And he kind of like stalks her like a little bit because on his perspective, he's working with like the like a different company who's like looking at like this family and looking at her in particular because she currently owns a property that the people he's working for want. And he's like looking into her to like see, okay, what makes her tick and stuff like that. So he installs cameras into her house. He gets her phone number. If you want to, if that's kind of like a dark element, then there's that, right? But it it was it was nice. It was cool. It was okay. The spice was okay. And even like in like the last one, the spice was like also okay. I enjoyed it. Like there's really nothing much for me to essentially like write home about, but I enjoyed. They entertained me for like to say the most part. And then I probably will talk, not probably, but I'll talk about these next two books in tandem. So A Sign of Affection, volumes 6 through 9. If I can just pull these off of. I'm sorry. I gave these both 5 stars. Um, and yeah, so these two, I gave these both 5 stars. Because like I said, it's a cute, fun romance, like sweetest, cutest, whatever story. I'm not whatever story, but like romance story, and we're still following the lives of Yuki and Itsumi, and them like dating and falling in love and like all this other stuff, and I guess the mini trials and stuff that they like go through with it. Um, yeah, I don't want to like spoil like anything because it continues on from like the first one, and as you can see, I got like the volume set. And I think the 12th volume, because I would need 10, 11, and 12, and I think the 12th volume comes out like later this year. I'm thinking like December sometime. So hopefully like spring next year they'll have the 3 next volumes. But I will say that if you see me come here with like the individual volumes, because 10 and 11 are out right now. But if you like see me come with the individual volumes, don't look at me. But I just know that if I wait, I could save like $13 and just get them in bulk like this. But we'll see, because these were so cute, and of course it's like a quick read. I love both of these so much. I love this series. Like I said, I have to try to find where the anime is playing, maybe like Crunchyroll or another website that has anime. That's free to watch. But we'll see. Because I thought it was on Netflix, but it's not. It could be on Netflix Japan, and then I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out, and then whenever that time comes, I'll like share it, whether in like another book chat or whichever. But yeah, these were really good. 5 stars for both of them. They were super cute. There's literally like no complaints for those. Like I really enjoyed them. Hopefully you can like hear me because my mic keeps flipping over. Maybe I don't know where else to really put it. Can I just put it over here? And then it'll essentially stay kind of. Hopefully you can hear me. I try to like talk towards it. So you can like hear me clearly. Or if I can just hold it, I probably hold it because why not? The next book I read is Dragon Fruit by Makia Lucier. And I gave it 5 stars. Let me just pick it up. So here's the lore behind me having this book. So I bought this book last summer with the hopes of reading it. And because it was like a cover buy, it's super gorgeous, and I just love it. I just love it. And reading this made me think of Moana and the vibes of like Pacific Islander and um like voyaging and stuff like that. Just based off of that, that's what it made me think of. But it's nothing. That's like the only similarities to Moana that this has. Everything else is like its own little like story and world, which is like super cool. Um, what did I rate this? Did I say 5 stars? Okay, so like I enjoyed it like a lot. I thought I gave this like a 4 point something. Or I was kind of on the verge of giving this 4.75 to 5. So I just had it as like a 5 stars, like a placeholder. But it's still between like 4.75 to 5 stars. But I did enjoy it. It's like I said, I did enjoy it. It's a kind of a low stakes adventure fantasy story, with like a little romance subplot, like really like tiny. It's mainly more fantasy based. And excuse me. And like where's I going with that? I don't know. It's like low stakes in a sense of like everything gets solved at the end, so there's nothing you have to really wait for. In like the next book or whatever, it's all solved in here, and it's like not a long read, and like the text also pretty big, so you could like essentially get through it. I read this while I was gonna say studying abroad. No, while I was on vacation with like my mom and like family. So and you'll see those vlogs probably September, late September, early October. I'm currently working on those, but um, I shared some of that there as well. Um, but it's really good, interesting, fun. Like a page turner in a sense of like it's like a very small page turner. Like it wasn't kind of like, oh, I gotta read. It's like, okay, let me like read this, let me figure out what's going on. Like it's a nice cute type romance, which the way I'm talking about you would think, are you sure it's 5 stars? So I may change the rating to 4.75. But other than that, like I still really enjoyed it. I like the world building, the concept. I like the characters, and some parts in here did make my jaw drop. It was such like it was a nice, fun read. Like a if you want to call it a cozy, low stakes adventure, not even cozy, but like a low stakes fantasy adventure story. Dragon Fruit is like the way to go. It was really entertaining. And like I said, I like the world building and the characters and like the lore behind everything that they were doing. So I would recommend this. Like, check it out if you want like a standalone fantasy adventure story where everything gets solved at the end. Like, you're not waiting for a sequel or anything else. But this was really good. So yeah, check it out. And the last book I read in July is Salty, Spice, and a Little Bit Nice by Cynthia Timoti. I gave this 4.25 stars. And I also read this while I was on vacation with my family, or like traveling with my family. Um, I and I think I no, I think I'm pretty sure that I also talked about it in there as well. Um, in like the vlogs that I will like share with you like later on. But I like it was like really fun. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. It was super fun, and I like the main character. She seemed like relatable and also like an unserious, and like the way it was told from her perspective, and the way she would go about like talking about things and explaining things and being like, You see how stupid this sounds, right?" Kind of like that vibe. She was like really like I don't want to say quirky, but just like really fun to read about and like learn about her. And despite her being like super fun, she's also like strong in a sense. I will say we don't like the mother, so let me just say right there we don't like her. But other than that, I really did enjoy reading it, and it also had like diabetic rep, so it gave you kind of like more of an insight of what like type I think she's type 1 diabetic, because type 1 you get it when like you're young or born or something like that, and then type 2 you get that as like an adult if I remember correctly. Don't quote me. My father had diabetes. I'm not saying like I know like really much, but like I was kind of used to or understanding what she had to go through because I saw my father with like a little like kit before they had those things you attach on like the back of your arms or somewhere, and you just do it with like your phone. He would, before that came out, he pricked his finger and all other stuff. It was super. It was fun read. It was a fun read. It's a childhood crush to like dislike or hate, of course all one-sided, and then to like lovers like eventually, and then they had like a fake dating type trope in there as well. And we know at this point I feel like fake dating is one of like the tropes I like to read, because it seems like a pattern with what I've been reading lately. But it was like a fun read. It's about, of course, I forget names, but like our main character, she opens up, or she doesn't want to work under her family's like name anymore. And she wants to like do something else. Um, so with everything that happened with like her job and finding out why it happened, she, essentially leaves the family and goes off to the other side of the continent, or not the continent, of like the country, to open up a diabetic safe bakery because she enjoys baking. She like loves it, and I here she could finally bake something that is healthy for like diabetics and good to eat, but still tastes like you're cheating. It still tastes like um you're you're in like your health era, but you have like a cheat day, right? But you're not cheating because this stuff is made with like real ingredients and with like low calories and carbs and like whatever else. Which I will love to go to that bakery just to like see. But and then she like installs the help of a friend who, or her like ex crush, if you want to call it that, and um ensues the whole like, if you help me, I'll help you type vibe, which ties to fake dating and stuff like that. Because he would help her with her shop, and she would help him secure, I guess, this new position with like a company that he admires or something like that. And yeah, like craziness, chaos ensues. It was a fun read, like I said, enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. And I don't know, I really liked it. It's on Kindle Unlimited if you wanted to check it out. But yeah, those are all the books I've read in July. Um, and that's it. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more cozy content like this, whether it's book chats or gaming or anything like cozy related. I will see you in the next video.